talk about Miss Rainmaker here from Sensational. Getting into the cap construction, she is a lace curved part with 2 combs in the front, a comb in the back, and she also has adjustable straps. You're pretty much standard synthetic cap construction. I also tweezed the part to make it a little bit wider than what it came with because it was a little narrow. I'm then going to fit the wig to see where it's going to naturally sit on my head because it's a little snug, so I'm just going to let it fit where it fits. I am going to use my combs on the 2 sides so that the wig does not slide off on me. Y'all see how thick this wig is? It is just super thick, and I've already thinned it out and it's still super thick. But anyways, you see how it sits on my edges, like right on top of my edges? I'm going to slick those back. I'm going to do that with some Got2b glued. You can use gel, edge control, whatever you want to use, but I'm just using some Got2b glue because that's what I have. And I'm just going to take my edge brush, because I love that thing you can get at your local beauty supply store. And I'm just going to slick my edges back to blend with the wig. I'm not leaving any of my actual hair out, as in to blend with the hair on the wig. I am just literally putting the wig cap over top of my edges and letting it sit where it sits there. I'm also, just for a little pizzazz near the part, going to add a little bit of baby hair right in front of the part. I'm also going to take a little bit of Got2b glued, and I'm going to use that to tack down the line of demarcation on the lace part so it doesn't stick up. And we're not done though. So this is how I thinned it out. Basically, I just took my eyebrow razor and I thinned it out and pulled the hairs out. When you do this, you want to make sure to get as close to the root of the wig or the track as possible so you're not left with a bunch of short, straggly hairs. Now I'm going to take my curling wand. I have it on 350 because I'm not quite sure if this is heat safe or not, but we're going to try it. But first, while that's heating up, I'm going to go ahead and put that press powder in my part. As you can see, I'm kind of stamping it in there, or blotting it in there, you could say. Instead of just brushing it in there, it gives it a better effect, in my opinion. And then I just brush that out for any excess. I'm also going to brush out the curls a little bit. Why? Just because I don't like uniform curls. That's just me. You could leave it or you could brush it out. It's totally up to you. And you see how this piece right there can either lay or swoop? I'm sure most of us want it to swoop. I've seen a lot of videos where it laid. So the way to do that, the way I got mine to swoop, is by just adding some layers in the front, and you can do that by going with your scissors downward, as you saw me do. And that's how you get it to lay right, or how you want it if you want it that way. Using my wand, I'm just using that to flatten it down, kind of like, because it's just so thick. So I want to flatten it down, but also, I don't know, just giving it that final touches. And then I want that piece to kind of go back frontal style instead of laying over my edges, kind of closure style. So that's how that looks, but we're not done. Let's get into the specs. Okay, you guys, so let's get into the specs and details of this unit so you know what you're getting into if you choose to purchase. So, as we already discussed in the beginning of the video, it's 2 combs in the front, 1 in the back, adjustable straps. So, typical cap construction. It does have a very long curved part that I did pluck. So it does not come this wide. You will have to pluck it. Not a whole lot of plucking was involved. I wish I still had the footage, but oh my God, I deleted the footage. I deleted all of my footage of me customizing this wig originally, and I was so upset. But I'm glad it happened because it made me redo the video and do it better for you guys. So this is like a whole nother video on something I already did. It is definitely a small head friendly type of wig. If you don't mind your edges out, then this is fine. But if you're the type of person you don't want any of your hair out, then this is maybe not be the unit for you. I have a small forehead and thick edges, so that could also play a part. If you're the type of person that maybe has a farther back hairline or a large forehead, you might not have the same, same amount of hair out as I do. This is just naturally where it sits on my head. It's not so bad blending your edges with this unit because my hair is only blow dried, and because this is a blow dried textured wig, it blends in with my edges. So, it fits what's going on. So it's not the worst wig to have your edges out with. This wig, as my sister would say, is thick with 2 C's. It is so thick. It's still thick right now, and I have I've taken my razor and taken out so much hair to this unit to get it to be about this level of thickness, which I'm happy with. But let me tell you, it was a lot of hair that I had to take out by thinning it. I had like a whole grocery store plastic bag full of this hair from thinning it. Because it was just too much. It was just too much. Like if you just saw this wig, you wouldn't think this is a wig that someone took hair out of. It is so pretty, but it does not look like what the package looks like. But that's why you have us who do wig reviews, so you can see what it's really looking like. This definitely is one that does not necessarily look like it does on the package. Now, granted, I have brushed out the curls, so they have fallen a little bit. But on the package, it doesn't look in this style at all. It's a lot higher up. And obviously fuller, but I thinned it, so we know that. But it's a lot higher up. So, you know, it's still a pretty style, don't get me wrong. I love the style it comes in, but it doesn't look like on the package. So if you were expecting that look, or that's what you were really buying it for, it does not look like that. You would probably have to like cut it and style it like that. I love how this is like very glamorous of a style, but it's a natural texture. You don't see that a whole lot, you know, with the barrel curls and stuff like that. Usually it's kinky straight or it's a kinky curly when they do the kinky units. But this one is like a kinky, you know, glamorous barrel curl unit. I do wish this was a frontal or like at least a closure, like a 4x4 or something, instead of just a lace part, because I feel like that would give you more room to play with it. Put it in, you know, a half up, half down, change the part, put it in the middle, just do different things, maybe add some like side braids or braids in the middle, anything like that, because this is such a cute style and it's something you could really do stuff with like they did with the half wig. The lace part's cool too, and it's definitely a unit that makes it, you know, easy to grab and go. Now, I will say this, if you touch like the roots and stuff, it feels like dry. Like it really reminds me, if you've ever touched like this type of texture of crochet hair. My sister did this when she had crocheted her hair in, but she did it in like a kinky straight and it looked like her hair. But if you touched it, it felt so rough and dry. That's how these roots feel. They were so rough and dry. I used some African Essence wig spray. That's for like synthetic wigs. I used that on this and that softened it up a little bit. But when you first pull it out, it's kind of dry. This texture is so realistic looking. And I think like if you take the time to thin it out like I did, you could maybe fool some people into just thinking you got like mad thick hair or something. Because, you know, a lot of people really do just have mad thick hair. It's a lot of work at first. This is not a easy unit straight out of the box. But if you take the time to customize it a little bit, such as the thinning and, you know, your edges and stuff like that, if you're willing to do all that stuff the first go around when you first get it, then it's smooth sailing from there, because now I can just pop this unit on and go because it's already customized how I want it. And so there's nothing else left to do. Like I won't have to thin it out again. If you want to pick up this unit, I will link it down below in the description box for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video.